What's up, guys? This is Astranox. This time for the showcase of Challenger Dominiel. I've used this hero so much in the past. I had to recall her, over a year ago because I had to showcase a brand new hero at the time. I needed the MolaGora so bad, but here she is back on my account number 1, the perfect account because I have a lot of speed on my heroes. And I'm going to be talking about her skills, the way to use this hero, combos with this heroes, and pros and cons, right? So I have her built with a penetration set. Penetration is good, big single target damage from this hero skill number 1, which you can soul burn for even more damage. And the speed set helps a lot because you want to pump that speed. Talk about that in a few seconds. So I have her on Tegil's Ancient Book. That sweet 20 souls, so powerful, so flexible, for herself on the skill 1 or for some of your other heroes. It is definitely game changing to have some souls. And yes, of course, Billion is such a big threat. You want to have souls. You want your Tegil's Ancient Book to be activated. You don't want to not have any souls. Billion is such a big problem. She's meta, she's annoying, you guys know about her. So I'm going to be using her in different team compositions, right? Challenger Dominiel, the reason why she's so good is because, well, the first thing is her memory imprint. You get crit chance for the rest of your team, so that's good. You don't need to have 100% crit chance on all your heroes, even though that's what I do, because if I go in World Arena, Challenger Dominiel gets banned, well, I can't rely on her to provide the 50% crit chance buff for my team. I can't rely on her crit chance memory imprint as well. So 12.8% crit chance, I believe, from her imprint is pretty sweet, right? You're going to be using her in a controlled environment, arena, guild war, offense. You're going to be bringing her in PvE content. That's great. I mean, you can put all that sweet crit chance to good use, right? But if you're going to be bringing her in World Arena, she gets banned. Yeah, that's going to be problematic. So her passive, I really love that passive because every time you land a critical hit against the enemy, she gets 10% combat sureness and she gets a passive attack increase, which means it's charging up that skill 1 damage even further. And that thing can get to some insane levels. And that's why she hits like a truck, especially if you soul burn her. You're going to have her maybe on a penetration set like I have her on. And you have to keep in mind, I have almost 200 speed on her. She doesn't have such high base speed. It's a bit over 100 base speed, I believe she has. So I could have invested into, more attack, more crit damage. She would be hitting harder than she does now. But I prefer to have the speed because if I'm fighting a team with a Politis, I get 50% less combat sureness pushing. Also, if I'm not landing critical hits because I'm using, let's say, a Pavel to open against the enemy and they have one fire hero or they have an evasion-based hero or more, then I'm not going to be landing critical hits against 4 heroes. So hence why I prefer that she has more speed. So that is why I built her that way. But yeah, that skill 1 hits so hard. It feels good, and she can, use the skill number 3, which gives the crit chance buff for your whole team, including herself. Hence why you can build her with only 50% crit chance. That is a lot of value right there. And like you can have more attack, more, crit damage, more speed on her, no problem. I don't really have any survivability, health and defense on her because it's about dealing so much offensive damage and just making things happen in the early turns. That's the whole point of me using this hero. There's a lot of ways to activate Challenger Dominiel. You can open up with a Pavel Soulburn skill 2 that attacks everyone, and then he follows up with a skill number 3. Big damage. Get your Challenger Dominiel to follow after the Pavel. You can open with a very fast series on a crit chance build. You can open with any sort of opener that attacks everyone with quite a bit of crit chance on them, so you can get the combat sureness push from the passive of Challenger Dominiel. I mean, you can be using Fairy Tale Tenebria. I've used Benevolent Roman in the past, which has been real fun to use combined with her, right? You can have Politis get triggered on your team when the enemy triggers a non-attack skill, and her passive attacking everyone, and then maybe Politis goes, or Challenger Dominiel goes, and then Politis goes. It is very dangerous. You can have Ram on your team. If the enemy attacks one of your hero that's not Ram, she's gonna counter-attack and attack the whole enemy team, and then she lands a few critical hits, powering up Challenger Dominiel to follow up and then just nuke someone out of existence. Yeah, a lot of combinations. Very deadly hero. 4-star Moonlight hero. That is a great addition to your account if you have a lot of speed. You've been farming Wyvern a lot, and you have quite a bit of speed throughout your heroes. You have a few great openers that will, you know, have high speed, high crit chance that attacks everyone like I talked about, and it will really set up that Challenger Dominiel to be a threat. And she's gonna get banned in the World Arena because she is so dangerous, because she also is a mage, which means she can carry Tegil's Ancient Book. 20 souls, very deadly, unless you're fighting Bellion, right? So let's talk about problems, right? So not having Tegil's Ancient Book, not having souls is quite detrimental. Fighting a team that has evasion-based heroes, especially Green Violet, you guys know how annoying that hero is. Oh my god, he can be so tanky. Even if you have attack buff, even if you Soulburn Challenger Dominiel skill number 1, you don't have much speed on her, and you're normally critting, like dealing so much damage with her. Even if you do all that and she's charged up because you landed a bunch of critical hit, you're not going to be able to one-shot a fairly tanky Green Violet when you miss your attack, and that feels bad. So that's definitely a problem when you're using Challenger Dominiel. So you do have to, you know, pick your battles in terms of like Guild War and Arena, but when it comes down to World Arena, you have to pick properly, right? So I'll be doing some World Arena you know, in the near future using Challenger Dominiel on my first account. It feels good to have her built again. But once again, I wanted to point that out because I've been talking about getting this hero built again so many times throughout my showcases. I'm like, oh man, if I had her, it'd be so much better and all that. So yeah, other problems, right? Politis, non-attack skill with the Challenger Dominiel skill number 3. So maybe if you're fighting a Politis, don't use the skill number 3, right? You can still just Soulburn her skill 1. So there's that, right? You're not gonna have your 100% crit chance. So you do have to keep that in mind. If you feel like that's happening a lot, maybe you want to pick Politis on your side and just like ban their Bellion, and maybe you have Tegil's Ancient Book on Challenger Dominiel, on Politis, and that's going to be a great combo, you know, to go against the enemy. And you know, if the passive of Politis gets triggered, that's a bunch of free critical hits against the enemy. Pushing Challenger Dominiel, Politis is going to go too. It's going to be a great combo together. And the enemy, the best part is the enemy will not be able to take Politis because you already picked her, right? So that's great. So another problem is if they're too tanky, right? Like they're just way too tanky. You didn't draft properly. And really, they're stacking those layers of protection. If they are able to get defense buff on their whole team, they have Aureus, maybe they have Adamant Shield, oh my god. If they're like going because you couldn't make it happen, you couldn't take out all their big threats, that's going to be a bad time, especially if they have some healing. So you do have to keep that in mind. If you can use, you know, defense penetration like Straz, if you can bring Watcher Shuri, those heroes are quite invaluable, especially with attack buff, able to just delete very tanky heroes, which is definitely some heroes I love to use. But you can see my speed is insane. My gear is pretty insane, guys. So you have to keep that in mind. It's not for everyone, but still Challenger Dominiel can be used in control environment, arena and guild war, and PvE content with great success. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about her in the comment section. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all y'all do. Peace out for now.